Imagine you're sitting behind the wheel of the most advanced car ever built. It has an autopilot that knows the road perfectly, sees every obstacle, and smoothly carries you toward your destination. But you don't know that. And so, with all your might, you're gripping the steering wheel, trying to turn, trying to brake, jerking with every maneuver the car makes on its own. You're getting exhausted, you're getting nervous, and you feel like the car isn't listening to you. But the car is just driving itself. This absurd picture is how most of us live every single day. We spend all our energy trying to turn a wheel that has long been disconnected from anything real. This obsession with control isn't your fault. It's a deeply ingrained habit, an old program that we all inherited. Think of it like this. Your ancestors were given a map to navigate the world. For them, it worked. It showed them where the dangers were, where to find safety. But you are now in a completely different world, a new landscape, and you're still trying to use that ancient map. It doesn't match the terrain anymore. The landmarks have changed. The old dangers are gone, and new paths have appeared. But you keep staring at the map, convinced that it's the world that's wrong, not the map itself. That's what our need for control is. It's an outdated map. Most of our actions to manage life, the endless planning, the constant worrying, the replaying of conversations in our heads, are not really about affecting the outcome. They are rituals. Rituals designed to soothe a part of our mind that's terrified of uncertainty. It's like a child singing in the dark to feel brave. The singing doesn't make the darkness go away, but it gives the child a sense of doing something. We are that child, and control is our song. We believe that if we just plan for every possibility, we can avoid pain. If we just manage every detail, we can guarantee success. Read the currents of your own life instead of trying to command them. This isn't about giving up. It's not about being passive or letting things happen to you. It's about a fundamental shift in understanding. It's about realizing that the steering wheel in your hands is a toy, and the real driving mechanism is something much larger, much more intelligent, and it has been trying to guide you all along. The first step is simply to notice the tension in your hands, to feel how tightly you are gripping that wheel, to acknowledge the exhaustion that comes from this constant, fruitless effort. Because once you see the illusion of control for what it is, you are already one step closer to letting it go. By the way, our shared space of light and awareness is on its way to 100,000 people. Thank you to everyone who subscribes and brings this moment closer. So, you've noticed the tension in your hands, you've seen the illusion, you understand that trying to force the car to go where you want is a waste of energy. The next logical question is, if I'm not steering, then who is? And how do I know where we're going? This is where we move from diagnosing the problem to understanding the nature of how things are truly arranged. We've been taught to see the world as a collection of separate, random events. A person here, a tree there, a good day, a bad day, a lucky break, an unfortunate accident. We see it all as disconnected pieces, a chaos that we must constantly try to organize and control. But that's not the full picture. The world isn't a collection of disconnected things. It's a single, vast, living network. Everything is in conversation with everything else. Every particle, every person, every thought is a note in an infinitely complex symphony. What you perceive as your life is just one melody within this grand composition. Let's use a different analogy. Imagine reality as a vast ocean. Your desire for control is like standing on the shore, trying to stop the waves with your hands. You push against one, and another one hits you from the side. It's a frantic. People talk about signs, gut feelings, coincidences, intuition. We usually file these under mystical nonsense or random chance. But what if they are not random at all? What if these are simply the language of this living network? Think of it like this. Your life is constantly sending you notifications. A strange coincidence is a pop-up message saying, "Hey, pay attention to this." A gut feeling is a vibration alert telling you, "This direction is good," or "This one is not." A recurring thought or an idea that seems to come from nowhere is a direct message from a deeper intelligence. For years you've had your phone on silent. You've turned off all notifications because you were too busy trying to drive the car. You were too focused on the map in your hands to look at the actual road. Learning to let go of control means turning your notifications back on. It means starting to pay attention. When two people randomly mention the same obscure book to you in one day, you don't just call it a coincidence. You pause. You consider. What is the message here? When you have a strong, unexplainable feeling about a person or a decision, you don't just ignore it. You honor it. You give it space. You start to notice the subtle currents. The way some doors seem to open effortlessly while others remain stubbornly shut, no matter how hard you push. The people who appear in your life at just the right moment. The unexpected opportunities that arise when you finally give up on an old plan. This isn't about looking for magic. It's about recognizing a more sophisticated kind of physics. A physics of connection and information flow. You are an antenna, constantly receiving information from this network. The only thing that's been blocking the signal is your own frantic effort to control the outcome. When you start listening, the world stops being a scary, random place. It becomes a responsive, intelligent